Our beloved viewers, welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. And tonight, as headlines, we have at the University of Djibouti, entrance exams begin for the country's most competitive academic programs. And on the international scene, ceasefire negotiations continue in Doha as airstrike intensify in Gaza Strip. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. Let's begin tonight's news with this approval of an important international agreement. Today, President Ismail Omar Guelleh signed law number 181 of the 9th Legislative Assembly of 2025, approving the United Nations Agreement on protecting marine life in areas beyond national borders. This agreement was adopted on June 19, 2023 at the UN headquarters. Its main goal is to protect ocean biodiversity and use it in a sustainable way in international waters areas not controlled by any single nation. The Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development will be in charge of putting this agreement into action. It will help also protect marine life in the high seas and the deep ocean beyond the areas controlled by coastal countries. The agreement also focus on sharing new marine technologies, making sure all countries benefit fairly from the use of marine genetic resources and helping developing countries, especially in Africa, and build the skills and tools they need to take part in the global efforts. This is an important step toward protecting our oceans and using the resources fairly and responsibly. And it was on the top stories. The University of Djibouti launches entrance exams for elite programs. This morning, the University of Djibouti officially began entrance exams for its elite exams program, medicine, engineering, a bachelor in business administration, and data science. A total of 1,900 newly graduate high school students from science, economics, and management tracks are taking part in this highly competitive exam, which started today, Sunday, July 6, 2025. This test represents a key step toward gaining admission to top-tier programs that align with the country's strategic development needs. The exams will take place from July today 6 to July 8 across various universities' campus. According to the Director of Academic Affairs at the University of Djibouti, these exams are a crucial step in selecting the most promising students for programs that are essential to the nation's development. He explains that the University of Djibouti is committed to maintaining high academic standards throughout the testing process and ensuring equal opportunity for all candidates from Djibouti City. In health now, Djibouti moves forward with the HPV vaccine strategy. The Ministry of Health of Djibouti has taken a major step forward with a recent workshop focused on presenting the findings of an in-depth socio-anthropological study and validating its strategic communication plan for admission to top-tier programs. The introduction of a human papillomavirus vaccine. The session was chaired by Mohammed Ali Mohammed, Secretary General of the Ministry of Health. The workshop brought together key stakeholders, including representatives from the World Health Organization, UNICEF, the National Immunization Program, and senior officials from the Ministry of Health. Several other ministries also took part, such as the Ministry of National Education, the Ministry of Solidarity, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, and the Ministry of Women and Family, highlighting the importance of intersectoral collaborations. prominent national NGOs, including the Union of Jewish Women, were also involved. Senior officials from the ministry noted that the finding of the study will help shape a culturally sensitive and effective approach to introducing this vaccine. Taking the floor, UN officials emphasized that the survey presented today provides a crucial foundation for the successful introduction of the HPV vaccine in Djibouti. They highlighted that the survey sheds light on the population's perceptions, expectations, and concerns, which must be carefully taken into account. Both UNICEF and the World Health Organization welcome this participatory and well-researched approach, and they reaffirm their commitment to supporting the country through effective, culturally appropriate, and scientifically sound communication strategies. In his statement, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health highlighted that the introduction of the HPV vaccine marks a significant milestone for public health in Djibouti, particularly in protecting adolescents, girls from preventable disease over the long term. He explained that the survey results presented today helped the ministry tailor its communication strategy to the country's social and cultural context. He also commended the commitment of all partners involved and reaffirmed the ministry's determination to ensure an effective, fair, and widely accepted rollout of the vaccine. He finally concluded that together they are laying the foundation of a healthier generation. And now the ARTA workshop on national social cohesion strategy successfully concludes. Following the launch of a consultation workshop with local and regional stakeholders last Wednesday at the ARTA Regional Council headquarters, the two-day event has now concluded. The workshop focused on the development of the National Social Cohesion Strategy and was led by the Ministry of the Interior in partnership with UNDP and CTID. The closing ceremony was attended by the interim prefect Mohamed Fouzi, the president of the ARTA Regional Council El Mibouh, the Director General of the CTID Samatar. And now UNFD launches social cohesion training now in Al Sabih region. And as part of the social cohesion strengthening project, the National Union of Jewish Women launched a 3-day training session this Sunday in Al Sabih aimed at building the capacities of participants in social cohesion. Organized with support from the United Nations Development Program, the training brings together community actors committed to building a more inclusive, supportive, and resilient society. This initiative represents an important step in the process of consolidating social peace across the country and by equipping local leaders. Moving on to tonight's magazines, which highlights Djibouti's commitment to reinforcing decentralization for more equitable development. Let's watch for more information.
The Republic of Djibouti is a nation that since its independence has always sought to forge its own destiny. At the heart of this quest lies a silent but profound ambition, which is decentralization. More than a simple administrative reform, it is a true odyssey toward governance closer to its citizens, a bold commitment to territorial equity and harmonious development, a path strewn with pitfall but also with promise, where history intertwines with the future and where each step is an affirmation of a nation's desire to reinvent itself. As early as 1992, the Constitution of September 15, entitled Dedicate to Local Authorities, laid the foundation of legal framework for decentralization, but it will take until the end of the decade to see the first concrete step. In 1999, a decree established a provisional and regional council tentatively beginning to structure restructure their territories. Only 7 July 2002, the adoption of Law number 174 on decentralization and the status of region marked a major legislative breakout. This law established the foundation of territorial organization and affirmed the recognition of regions as decentralized administrative entities. However, implementation remained slow. It was not until 2006, after the local election, that a first attempt at making it a reality was made. However, this experimental phase did not bear fruit. Despite this failure, political will persists. New impetus was given with the constitutional amendment of April 2010. This constitutional law clearly confirmed the state's commitment to continue the decentralization process, placing it within a long-term reform dynamic. Then in May 2006, a new dawn with the creation of a state secretariat for decentralization, marking a significant political turning point. This new structure will be strengthened in 2021 with Decree number 114, elevating this structure to the rank of Ministry Delegate for Decentralization. This was a strong signal, a recognition of urgent need to rebalance development and break the overwhelming centralization of the capital, which accounts for 75% of the population and 90% of the country's wealth. The Decentralization Roadmap 2021-2025, the Ministry's strategic document, became the guiding light to this transformation. It aimed to establish a solid legal framework for the transfer of power from the state to local authorities. Since 2021, this ambition roadmap has charted a new path toward decentralization, embodied in a long-term vision, revitalize local areas and also revitalizing the local institution, and above all, reinventing governance. This project, which runs until 2025, is not a simple administrative reform. It is a bet on the future, on a country seeking a balance between modernity and social cohesion. Equipped with new tools such as regional development plans, the region aims to meet urgent need, decent school, accessibility of health center, and job for young people. But beyond the text, the issues of local taxation remains the motto. Without real financial autonomy, local authorities risk remaining dependent on the subsidies from the central government or donors. The challenge is colossal, moving from the decentralization of public service to the true decentralization, where inland regions often neglect can finally take charge of their own development.
Let's continue with the national news. Summer tournament kicks off in Tajura. After traveling through the southern region, the summer tournament caravan made its stop in the wild city of Tajura. The official kickoff took place in a festive atmosphere, promising several days of intense competition in beach soccer, football, and volleyball. The opening ceremony was attended by Omar Hassan, a director of regional affairs at the SES, accompanied by his deputy Yusuf, as well as Medina, a regional deputy director of SES in Tajura. Local officials and a crowd of enthusiastic young people were also present. The first matches have already delivered exciting action in beach soccer. The FIA neighborhood team triumphed over Elamo with a score of 4-2. In volleyball, the Palmari team secured a victory against Galasan. The tournament will continue across several localities in the northern region, offering young vacationers a structured platform to express themselves, have fun, and reinforce social bonds. And during her intervention, Medina Dimbio praised the technical staff for regularly organizing quality sporting events and expressed gratitude to the State Secretariat for Sport delegation for its ongoing support. This initiative, she said, confirms the commitment of the Department of Sport to developing rural sport and integrating youth, contributing to the growth and well-being of Djibouti's young people and promoting regional sport. Let's stay in Tajura region, where the U11 festivities tour was a big success. The U11 festivities tour, organized by the Djiboutian Football Federation in Tajura, was a great success. This initiative aimed at promoting football among young boys and girls brought together hundreds of children on the city's synthetic football field. The young participants showed great enthusiasm, expressing their joy through laughter and singing. The presence of key figures such as Saeed Bouha, member of the FDF Executive Committee and President of the Regional League Commission, as well as Fathiya Executive Committee member and President of the Women's Football Commission, underscore the importance of the event. They were supported by the FDF technicians who accompanied the children throughout the day. Additionally, the presence of Abdulkader Omal, Vice President of the Jura Regional Council, highlighted the significance of this initiative for the development of football in the region. In Dakhil now, a truck overturns while transporting a large quantity of farm oil bound from Ethiopia on Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, around 10 a.m. A traffic accident occurred in the locality of Garabuz. A semi-trailer truck carrying a shipment of farm oil destined for Ethiopia lost control while approaching a bridge. This caused the rear trailer to overturn on a secondary road located beneath the structure. The cargo, consisting of 100 barrels of farm oil, was partially spilled into the roadway. The Garabuz traffic police quickly intervened to secure the scene, manage traffic flow, and prevent any further risks. A crane from the Road Safety Squadron was also deployed to upright the overturned trailer and allow for the swift restoration of traffic. And finally, the road was eventually reopened. Let's turn now to the international news. Ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas are ongoing in Doha amid intensifying Gaza airstrike, with a possible agreement expected soon following upcoming meetings between Israel and U.S. leaders. Gasira has more to tell us.
Negotiation underway in Doha amid intensifying airstrike. The Israeli Prime Minister's office confirmed that an Israeli delegation traveled to Qatari capital in Doha this Sunday to continue negotiation on a ceasefire agreement in Gaza and the release of those detained. He also stated that the amendments requested by Hamas resistance movement to Qatari's truce proposal were deemed unacceptable. Despite this, the invitation to continue talks was accepted, and the Israeli delegation flew to Doha to continue discussion on the agreement. Sources indicate that fighting will continue until the agreement is signed and that negotiations are taking place under fire. Meanwhile, the Israeli Prime Minister will travel to Washington on Monday to meet with the U.S. President Donald Trump, according to Channel 13. The latter could announce a Gaza agreement on Monday or Thursday. It talks progress as planned. The Israeli government is expected to improve the agreement remotely on Wednesday.
The Green Climate Fund has allocated $150 million to support food security and sustainable development projects in East Africa. This funding is part of a larger $1.2 billion investment plan for developing countries. The money will help strengthen climate-resilient farming, promote clean energy technologies, and improve water management. And now, a severe flood hits Texas, causing 50 deaths and leaving dozens missing, including 27 young girls swept away during a summer camp near the Guadalupe River. Heavy rains caused the river to rise 8 meters in less than an hour, flooding several counties and causing major damage. So that's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.